Hi there, this is day 5, and in today's video I was inspired by one of Karen Maloney's previous posts where she talked about some issues she was having with LinkedIn and an app called Clips. And I just thought that's probably a bit more real than I usually am with videos or want to come across in a public setting. And I thought that was a good thing, that what Karen did, to share the struggle she was having, and I think I'd like to try and adopt that a bit more myself, so hence this video. So I'll share about a couple of issues I've had with Storyline 3 just in the last few days. Normally it's a pleasure to use. I really like Storyline. Superficially, it's very easy to use. It's very like PowerPoint. If you've ever seen it, perhaps you use it yourself. So that makes it a very familiar authoring environment. But as soon as you get under the surface, you get to quite unfamiliar terms and unfamiliar features for a lot of people. And I've got a background originally in programming many years ago, so I've sort of got that technical background, but still, each program, I suppose, works in its own way, and so Storyline can be a bit difficult sometimes. In fact, one of the things that annoyed me initially when I was just learning how to use it a few years ago was in the tutorials that they put out, there's a lot of great learning content online about Storyline, but it annoyed me that they kept saying how easy to use it was. And this is a sort of a bit of a marketing spiel, I suppose, and just that was a bit of a bugbear of mine from a long time ago, that if you say to learners what they're learning is easy, you're speaking as an expert, and obviously learners aren't expert yet, so it can be very annoying and sort of demeaning perhaps to say, look, this is easy, if you don't understand it, you must be an idiot, basically. So that sort of got my back up. Anyway, that's by the by. I've sort of got over that now. You'd be pleased to hear. This bloody sorry for the swearing, but the message that keeps popping up in Windows, I've never had that until recording videos on the last couple of days. So that's a bit of an annoyance with Windows. There you go. Fortunately, it goes away just when I press escape. The first issue anyway was my course worked fine when I published it until it got to the knowledge check, and then Storyline just kind of locked up and you'd get this spinning cursor and couldn't get into the knowledge check at all. And it worked fine in all these other projects, and it just wasn't working in these latest couple of projects that I'm working on. So I got hold of Storyline, or Articulate support, I should say, and they're excellent. Both their support and their online community are really good. And the guy actually made a couple of, the support representative for Articulate, made a couple of short videos to show me how to do things and what the problem was and so on. It turned out to be caused by a standard variable that Storyline inserts automatically in your projects when you put a quiz in there, or a quiz result slide. There's a thing called results.pass%, so it represents the pass percentage of the quiz. So you just say what the pass percentage is in a dialog box in Storyline, and then that within your code, so to speak, or within your triggers in Storyline, you can refer to that as these various built-in variables. And it turns out that when you copy slides between projects, which is a very useful thing to do, and it's a common feature in Storyline, sometimes Storyline can decide, in this project the standard variable is results1.pass%, and in the other project it's results.pass%, and that's what had happened. So I'd copied slides from one project to another, and the variables had got out of step, and so it just made Storyline freeze. So this is one thing. I've been using Storyline for maybe, 3 or 4 years now, and it wasn't something that I spotted, it wasn't something I'd come across before. So that's one thing where, on the surface, superficially, Storyline can be easy to use, but then when things go wrong, it can be hard to spot what's gone wrong. So it's really handy to have that great support. anyway, so that got fixed up, and then I got another issue where I put code in, or these triggers in a storyline project to round the quiz score. For some reason, by default it seems, Storyline always displays a number, or a quiz score at least, with 2 decimal places. So you'd say, congratulations, you've scored 85.02% or something like that, which is just not desirable to say the least. So using the community, I found, there's a simple way to, relatively simple way to round numbers. So you'd say your score is 85% instead of with the two decimal places. And again, that code was working fine in like 20 different projects, but in my latest project, it stopped working. So I was getting those 2 decimal places, and I didn't know why. I still don't. I've put in a support case for it, and that was just on Friday, and I haven't heard back from them yet. So remains to be seen what the issue is there. But I kind of felt a bit guilty about trying to get support on that, because I knew basically chances are it was some error that I'd made. But I guess the previous issue I was talking about, getting that support kind of encouraged me to use their support more, because that issue with the results past percent built-in variable was, perhaps maybe that was something I should have spotted, or it was borderline. It was caused, you could say, by Storyline automatically changing the variables according to, just doing its own thing. So anyway, we'll see what the result is. So this is my day 5 video, probably a bit long and a bit of a ramble, but I hope you've been able to get something out of it, and I hope to see you again on other days. Good day to you.